Hi, welcome to Tipton County Pulse. I'm Barry Foster, Director of the Tipton County Museum Veterans Memorial and Nature Center in Covington, Tennessee. We have Sherry Onorati, our archivist, behind the camera. Thank you, Sherry. Today, our special guest is Racine, Director for Drug Free Tipton. Welcome, Robin.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you. And you've been director now 6 years?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, what is Drug Free Tipton? Tell me what that is. I see that all over, but I'm not really sure what it is.
I'm glad you're seeing it all over. Drug Free Tipton is an anti-drug coalition. What we do is we pool the community's resources. We bring all the different sectors of the community together to the same table, and we address the drug abuse issue, what's going on, and then we come up with some evidence-based strategies that can lower drug abuse rates through focusing on prevention.
And when you say drug abuse, you mean prescription as well as illegal drugs, right?
Yes.
So you've got really two problems.
Right. We look at, like I said, we look at from a prevention point of view, so we start with tobacco.
Okay.
Because if we're trying to prevent our youth from ever starting to use any drug, nicotine is a drug.
Oh yeah.
So the later in life a youth first uses the drug, the lower the odds they'll become an addict.
Okay.
So the children, I think the initiation use for tobacco in Tipton County is 13.
Okay.
We look at how are they getting it, why, and we try to lower or raise that age to 14.
Okay.
And so up the stream, there's going to be less drug abuse.
That's interesting. Okay. Tell me about your funding. Do you get grants? Do you write grants? Do you get donations from communities? How does that work?
We are mainly funded through grants. We
Okay.
have a Drug Free Communities grant, which comes through the federal government, and we have a Developing Coalition grant, which comes through the state. We're in the process of becoming our own 501c3 right now. Our fiscal agent is Professional Care Services.
Okay, and that's right down the road in Covington.
Mental Health Center.
Okay.
They're very supportive. That's where our offices are. And because many of the drug abuse issues come through co-occurring disorders.
Okay.
Someone may have depression, so they turn to coping with maybe alcohol, self-medicating.
Okay. But you all focus on the whole community, not just children, right?
We're from a prevention point of view. So it's not a one-on, everything that we do is universal. It's not any direct services.
Okay.
So we bring the community together, law enforcement, youth, parents, business, healthcare, just all the sectors together. We look at what the issues are, and then we see who can do what to address these issues.
So you're like a catalyst, kind of,
Right.
working with all these
Right.
different
There's 2 employees,
groups.
and all the work that we do comes through, we call them partners. But
Is
it
that
could
what
be
the
volunteers.
affiliates are?
Yeah, or just
Okay.
volunteers. We have over 200 volunteers in the communities, if you were to write it down on paper. But as far as I'm concerned, the whole community is volunteer, because we all have a role in prevention.
Well, one of the things I appreciate is last summer we had art camp here at the Tipton County Museum, and you all played a big part of it. And we had the t-shirts with the names of the sponsors and the partners, and you all's names were on the t-shirt, but also you presented the kids with these handy little knapsacks that Drug Free Tipton, and the kids loved it, and every day they brought their sacks in, and then they were able to take their art projects home with them. And so the message is really getting out. That was last year. And then this year you all are hosting, or the City of Covington Parks and Rec is hosting, thanks to you all, the outdoor movie series. And we have, the first one was Coco at Cobb Park on July 19th. Finding Dory was recently at the Aquatic Center, July 27th. The next one is A Wrinkle in Time, Thursday, August 2nd at 8 p.m. at Fraser Park. And then we're going to do them again in the fall. So we haven't announced those yet, but people need to be looking on social media and things like that. So you all have enabled families and everything alternative, I guess, filling a void, because when you have a message of Drug Free Tipton, don't do drugs, there's almost a void. What else am I going to do? Here's family activities. And I think that that's really good, because you all have been supportive of positive alternatives, and you all are very active with the Boys and Girls Club also, aren't you?
We target all the youth in the county.
Okay.
So we do target those youth through the schools. And we're so excited about these movie nights, because when we have a strategy, it's a 7-point strategy, and it starts with providing information, it ends with changing policy. But one of the strategies is to provide drug-free alternative activities. That's what you were talking about.
That's awesome.
Right, and so these movie nights are a great opportunity. It's so much fun to watch all these families come, and they bring their kids. It's hard to go to a movie and pay for your kids and to get them refreshments and to have a night out, because it's expensive.
Well, it is, and I just wanted to mention that other organizations have stepped in also,
Right.
because we've had other organizations provide the refreshments and things like that. So it's been an opportunity really for the community to come together. And I have not been to any yet, but the first two looked like they had
They were a blast.
a great crowd there.
The second one we had was in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And it was Finding Dory. How fun was that? That was a great idea. The first Assembly of God provided homemade ice cream, and the Parks and Rec did all the work, and Drug Free Tipton provided the equipment so that we could show the movies.
That's awesome.
And they had to cut it off at 150 because that was the limit for the pool.
Wow.
So there's a lot of interest, a lot of fun.
How do you come up with all these ideas?
Well, we have monthly meetings,
Okay.
and this idea, Joe Mack, the director of Parks and Rec, is comes to the meetings, and we just think, what could we do? And we had some funding that we could buy this equipment, but how would we use it? And Joe's sitting there and said, I got an idea, we could run a movie series. And it's available to the whole county. Right now it's in Covington, but we are also going, next July 4th, Mumford is going to use the equipment to play a movie before their fireworks.
Oh,
So
nice.
we are a countywide coalition.
Good.
Yes, and we
Oh,
have
wow.
the whole county involved.
Okay. Interesting. Now, another thing you all have done in Covington is the barn.
Yes.
The city of Covington owns a barn that's sitting on parkland, and it was in sore need of repair.
It was.
And did you come up with that idea, or you saw an opportunity? So tell us about that.
Well, it's back to community collaboration. We're at another meeting. I know people don't like meetings, but they're necessary evil sometimes. And Joe Mack is at that meeting. We're throwing out ideas, and I said, I wish we had a barn to paint with an anti-tobacco message on the roof, like the Rock City barns, or they used to advertise tobacco on barns. And Joe's sitting there, he goes, I have a barn. And it's just that simple.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's almost finished.
Okay.
He's got 2/3 of it done.
I go to meetings with him weekly, and he's
He's
been
awesome.
talking about the progress of the barn, and I guess they got the roof done first.
Right.
And then they needed the sides of it painted, and he was talking about kids in the community
Right.
coming out and painting the barn as a community service project.
Yeah, everything that we do is a collaborative effort. So it's with Parks and Rec and the youth in the community, and we have Lynn Jones is doing the lettering on the roof. It's fun to watch the progress. They have a great message, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, which is a quit smoking hotline. You call it, they will give you some tools so that you can quit smoking,
Okay.
and it's free.
I understand quitting smoking is very difficult. I'm lucky that I never started, but I've lived with people that have quit smoking, and I know the
Very
struggle.
addictive.
The struggle they go through. There's another community project you all are involved with, the opiate forum thing. What is all
Right.
that about?
We just had a town hall meeting on opioid abuse, where we discussed what's going on in Tipton County, the lives that we're losing over this issue. And we're going to have quarterly town hall meetings to address not just opioids, but drug abuse in general, because it's not just one substance, it's many substances. And like we said in the beginning, the coalition addresses youth. Like our youth right now, the abuse rates for alcohol it's not as bad as you think. You would probably, if I ask most people, they'll say 50% of our youth are using alcohol. It's 16.9%.
Oh, so it's fairly low.
And our kids need to know that. Not everyone's using alcohol. They think everyone's out partying, but they're not.
Good.
And yeah, that's good news.
That is good news, yeah.
And marijuana's about the same amount of our youth that use alcohol use marijuana. Prescription drug abuse is at about 10%. That's a scary one right now because 2 years ago it was at 8%.
Okay.
And meth, some kids are using meth, about 3%. And 2.9% have used heroin. In the last,
Wow.
we get those numbers, we do an anonymous survey in the schools. And the question is, in the last 30 days, have you used these substances? So that's last 30-day use.
And that's in Tipton County
In
schools?
Tipton County schools, those are our youth.
Okay, wow.
So that's what we do as a coalition. We look at those numbers and how are they getting it and what can we do to stop it? And these fun activities that we're talking about, it's part of the solution.
I agree, and I applaud you all for doing that because that's really a real important thing. Thank you. Coming up, we have Isaac Hayes Day in the park on August 18th, I believe it is, and you all are going to be part of that?
Yes.
August 18th at Fraser Park from 1 to 5.
We'll have our equipment out there and showing, I think they have some old video that they're going to be showing with music.
Okay, of Isaac Hayes
Yes.
and all that.
Yes.
This is the second annual. I remember last year, the first annual was a big hit. I remember it was hotter in places that day.
It would be
It
hot
was
again,
just
I'm sure.
hot. But the reason that date is chosen is because that celebrates his birthday. Sherry, do you remember what his birthday is? It's like August 20th or 19th or something.
19th, I think.
Okay. So that's why that particular day is chosen. We are going to have an exhibit here. Last year we had an exhibit on him. This year we're going to have another one. And it will open that morning at 9 in the morning here at the museum. So what you want to do is you want to come here first, see the exhibit, and then head on up there because they don't really start till 1. I know they're going to have a lot of food vendors there, things like that. Robin, tell us how people who are looking to volunteer, maybe people who are retired or don't work and they're looking for a place to make a difference in the community. Tell us how somebody can volunteer with Drug Free Tipton.
Okay, it's easy, simple. Everyone has a talent. Just find yours and hook in. You can hook in through attending an event. Like tonight we're having Not Smoking Out of the Park. It's a home run derby. Just come to the derby, have fun, cheer the people on, or if you're a baseball player, be a part of the derby. That's a simple way. Any of the activities, join them. We have our community meetings on the third Thursday at 9 a.m. at the Justice Center in their training room. Come to a meeting. Of course, we're always looking for financial support. Donations are welcome. We have a website, drugfreetipton.org. Go to our website and our emails are on there, phone numbers. Give me a call. We can meet for coffee and talk about what's going on in your life and how we can plug you into lowering drug abuse rates in our county.
Wonderful, thank you. And one other event I wanted to mention is Party with the Pollinators on September 14th, Friday, September 14th here. So, Robin, thank you so much.
And thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the difference you've made in the community, especially this little museum. So thank you.
You're very
And thank
welcome.
you, Sherry. And we'll see you at the Tipton County Museum.